Hi, I'm Ariel Italic, and you're watching What the Font? This is the show where I say something about something, even though I don't know anything about anything. Today's episode is all about confidence. As a drag queen, I exude nothing but confidence, but as a drag queen, everything about me is fake. Underneath all of this is a regular old guy who feels regular old self-doubt once in a while. Sometimes more than once in a while. Let's face it, we all deal with feelings of self-doubt, and we've gotta get through it. It's my job to get through it. So I thought I would impart to you some of the tips that I use to present as more assured than I really am. Drag is a great start to that. Now, it's easier when I'm in drag. I consider the outfit and the makeup and the hair and everything else to be something like a suit of armor, you know? I can feel like a better version of myself because I'm not really even myself here. Now, you don't have to get into full drag to feel like your best self, but maybe there are some aspects of that you can pull into your own life. It might be that you have a bold eyeshadow that makes you feel more confident, or a jacket or a pair of combat boots, or something that gives you a sense of strength and security. So one thing you can do is rifle through your closet, or your jewelry box, or your makeup drawer, or whatever, and find that external thing that gives you a sense of internal security. It's there, and you can work outside in. There's also kind of a deeper version of that tactic that I picked up from Bob the Drag Queen, and she picked up from I don't know who, but probably someone important. Point is, find one thing that you like about yourself, and use that as the foundation for the rest of your confidence. You might have beautiful eyes, or a great laugh, or a singing voice that makes people cry, or a butt that people want to squeeze, and you want them to squeeze it. I don't know what's good about you, but the point is, you probably do. So find that thing, whether it is your personality or your really shapely knees, I don't know. Use that to propel you to a sense of self-worth. That's another area that drag is actually very helpful to me, because I can look in the mirror and not just be proud of how I look, but be proud of the fact that I'm good at getting there. I am good at makeup. I am okay at picking outfits. James Mansfield styled this hair for me, but I'm wearing the fuck out of it. And I'm funny in drag. So even when I am not as confident as a male, I can look at this persona that I created to prop up my psychological health and be proud that I created it. Now, it will feel cheesy, but I also firmly believe in mirror affirmations. Like, it is okay to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I am beautiful, I am confident, I am strong, I am smart, I am funny, I am, fill in the blank, whatever you are. Again, I don't know you and I don't want you to lie to yourself in the mirror, but I bet there are things that I just said that you genuinely are, or could believe yourself to be, if you tell yourself that while you look yourself right in the goddamn eye. It is going to be a lot easier to walk out the door and go to that party where you don't know anyone if you first remind yourself, people enjoy being around me. I am worth spending time with. I'm fun to talk to. I tell amazing stories. I make people feel comfortable. Whatever it is, give yourself those moments. Talk yourself up because you're worth it. Now this one also has a flip side, which I think I heard from RuPaul, and I'm sure she heard from someone else. But the flip side is, when you have negative self-talk, don't assign it to yourself. Give it to someone else. Not as in, say something mean about someone else, but as in, hear someone else saying those mean things about you. So when you look in the mirror and you think, God, my legs look awful in those pants, you can instead think, Janine said that your legs look awful in those pants. And then you can think, you know what, Janine? Shut the fuck up, what do you know? It might be that you want to pick someone that you don't like, maybe a relative of yours who's always mean to you, maybe a coworker, maybe just a fictional character. But the point is, it is much easier to dismiss something that someone else has said about you. In fact, I do it all the time. I love telling people that they're wrong, but when I say it about myself, I believe it inherently. So take those bad thoughts and assign them to someone who's always wrong. Fuck off, Janine. Jumping off of last week's episode about wine, I have another half-remembered article that has a very important piece of information that'll help us feel confident. You look your best after one drink. There was a photographer that took a series of pictures of people after 0 drinks, 1 drink, 2 drinks, 3 drinks, 4 drinks, and then asked others, when was this person most attractive? And the 1 drink picture usually got the most responses. So that is when you are just loose enough to feel confident, but not so loose that you're fucking it up. We also often drink to feel confident, so those two things do go hand in hand, that you feel more self-assured when you've had a little social lubricant. But the moral of the story is that 1 drink is really enough. Nurse that 1 glass of wine all night so you're at just the right place in terms of both looking and feeling your best. Don't get sloppy. That's not helping you, and it's not helping other people like you. And if you're not the kind of person that buys yourself a drink, find another small indulgence that you can give yourself as sort of a kindness to your inner child, or whatever psychological bullshit we're assigning to that practice. Point is, a square of chocolate, or a massage if you can afford one, or my mom used to do this, go out and buy yourself some nice, sexy new underwear, because then you can wear it and you know that it's just for you. No one else is necessarily seeing it unless you got really confident with them. But otherwise, you're walking around knowing that you did this nice thing for yourself and that underneath your clothes, you are hot as fuck. And if all else fails, there's always faking it. If you're worried about going to that party, just show up. If you're worried about that job interview, just go to it. No one's gonna kill you while you're there. You're not gonna shed blood. It's going to be a little uncomfortable maybe, but we've been uncomfortable many times in our lives and we have always survived it. It's not going to be that bad in the grand scheme of things, and it's helpful sometimes to remember that. Like, will it be the best experience of your life? Absolutely not. Is that the bar that we're setting for our experiences? No. If you are weighing between doing something and not doing something is also mediocre. Yes, you will get to stay on the couch and eat ice cream and watch a show that you've already seen. But that's mediocre. That's not great. You may as well go out on the date, take a risk, maybe experience something wonderful, or maybe have just as middling a night as you would have had at home. Also, therapy is an option, people. You can usually find low-cost therapy if you know where to look. Go to therapy. Who doesn't love some therapy? You'll feel better if you go to therapy. You'll also feel stronger and more self-assured when you are more vulnerable. I know that sounds wrong and paradoxical, but it is true. Confide in a friend, or a family member, or a significant other, or someone who can hear your problems and reflect back to you some kind of caring. If you keep it as a deep, dark secret that you think is too awful to be let out, then it will eat at you. If you tell someone, hey, I'm really scared about going away to college, or I feel nervous at my job, or whatever it is that is giving you that anxiety, someone else hearing that and telling you, it's going to be okay, or I feel anxious sometimes too, or here are some things that I do when I feel that way, will give you the strength to tackle that challenge next time. And you won't feel like a freak who's the only one going through it, because you never are. I'm not the only drag queen spouting self-help bullshit on the internet, that's for goddamn sure. Now, I, of course, am not a mental health professional. I'm neither professional nor mentally healthy. But I do have a camera and some time to fill, so this is what you got this week. If it helped you, I'm honestly kind of surprised, but I'm glad that it did. So, I'm Ariel Italic. I'm not always a confident person, but I do play one on TV. You're whoever you are, and this has been What the Font. Mwah.